To reside in an abandoned place for over 600 years would surely make one uneasy, knowing that such places are often thought to be inhabited by spirits or darker entities. The story of the elderly woman, Wilayats Mahal, is one of the most notable that has led some to believe that spirits share abandoned places with humans. This is her story. In 1975, an elderly and peculiar-looking woman appeared on the streets of New Delhi, wandering around the railway station, proclaiming that she was a descendant of an old royal family and had returned to reclaim her rightful properties. Initially, both citizens and the government were baffled and allowed her to express her claims for a decade, hoping she would cease, but Wilayats Mahal persisted in demanding her right to return to her land and reclaim her estates. Investigations revealed that Wilayats Mahal was indeed a descendant of the last ruler of India, Wajid Ali Shah, whose properties spanned all over India and were transferred to government ownership. Consequently, it was impossible to return them all to Wilayats Mahal. After deep contemplation to resolve Wilayats Mahal's predicament, it was decided to grant her a substantial place to live as a temporary compensation until a more satisfactory solution could be found. In 1985, the Malcha Mahal, a grand palace located on the outskirts of New Delhi, was granted to the elderly Wilayats Mahal, her son and daughter. This palace, which had been uninhabited for over 600 years, was constructed in 1600 and served as a massive cultural and social hub until the British period when the place was forcibly evacuated. Many residents were killed and buried in mass graves within the grounds, and their blood had soaked into the building for the past 6 centuries, leaving Malcha Mahal abandoned. Wilayats Mahal resided in this vast place with her 2 children, without servants, water, electricity, or any means to communicate with the outside world, and she was fiercely territorial, unwilling to allow anyone near. Over time, people noticed the presence of other inhabitants in the palace, 12 enormous dogs that appeared out of nowhere one day and attacked anyone who approached, deterring many. Wilayats and her children remained inside the palace, not emerging until 2008, when strange noises began emanating from within, and fires appeared and disappeared from the rooftop. Even the dogs began disappearing one by one, and eventually, Wilayats Mahal's body was found outside the palace, having committed suicide. How she lived, ate, or drank remained a mystery, leading many to speculate that she had some hidden treasure. This drove people to desecrate her grave, prompting her children to burn her body within the home. A year later, the daughter passed away, her death only discovered when her brother placed her body outside. The house remained silent for some time until 2017, when 2 strangers discovered the son's decomposed body on the road. The son's body was buried, leaving everything in the house untouched and giving the impression that someone had just left the beds, while a pungent smell of decay filled the air.